In this video, I'm going to show you how I filmed this video.
How'd you do that?
I see that success is not something you pursue, it is something you are.
So how exactly do I film my videos? How do I create this amazing background? How do I create this amazing model look that you see? How do I film all my videos? Well, first, I start by spending a couple hours on my hairdo. You don't have to be perfect when it comes to filming your content videos. Just use what you have and just kind of go with it. If you don't have like all this lighting and all this stuff, you would just do it outside and just find a good place to do it outside. I'm going to show you the whole setup that I have in just a second, but real quick, I just want to mention how I kind of set up the videos and how I kind of film everything really. First thing, when I'm actually filming my videos is I actually write everything down in Evernote. So I have all these notes in Evernote, and I sit down for a whole day and I basically write out the whole script. Well, not script. I write out like bullet points on what I want to talk about, and I create 30 videos, like around 30 videos for the whole month. So I can just do that all in a few hours. Then I essentially make sure everything is written in red. And I type everything in red. That way I know, it lets me know that I haven't filmed this yet. So when I'm in Evernote and everything is in red, I know I haven't filmed it yet, and maybe I want to pass up on this thing and I want to talk about it next month or so. Then I can just kind of scroll through Evernote and see, oh, here's a red thing I didn't talk about yet. So everything is in red. Once I record it, now I turn it to green. So all the text gets turned to green. So that lets me know that I've now recorded everything. And then once everything is edited and it's edited and uploaded, then it turns into black, and I turn all the text into black. That way I know, okay, it's all done. Also, I record all my videos all at once because just from a time management standpoint, I schedule all my days, and my days are themed. So one day it's me writing all this stuff, the other day it's recording, and then the other days I'm doing just other speaking stuff. So I can have an entire month's worth of content for Speaking Lifestyle all set up in like 2-3 days. And then the other days of the month, I can just focus on just gigs and just speaking, performing, and doing all that. And when someone asks me a question, I usually answer it, but I don't answer it immediately. And the reason is because, number one, I've almost always recorded all the videos for the month already. So I already have videos that are set up that are scheduled to come out before their video will come out. And then number two, I also want to make sure that this person who's asking me the question is invested in Speaking Lifestyle. They're invested in me, and they keep watching the videos. So if they watch for an entire month, if they watch all these videos and then their video finally comes out and they're still watching, then they'll see the answer to their question. If, on the other hand, if they just signed up today and they ask me a question tomorrow and say, how do I get more gigs? And I don't respond just yet with the video, and then 20 days later they get the response with the video, then it's like, did they stick around and watch it? Or do they leave and they opt out and now they don't get the answer? So I want to reward people for sticking around. So I'll answer the email by saying, okay, I'm going to make a video about it, but the video might come out 20-30 days later. So that's why I do that. And then I also want to point out my iPad. So what I do is I have everything in Evernote. So I type everything in my computer in Evernote. And then I essentially have bullet points. And as I'm talking to the camera, I'll look down at my iPad to kind of just see what it is I need to say. So you won't actually see me do this on camera simply because I cut it out. But as I'm talking, I'm doing this. So imagine I'm talking about something, oh, blah, 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 I'm amazing, oh, this is amazing. And then we're amazing, and you'll see that pause where I look down, you'll see me cut that out in the editing. So that's how I do the videos with Evernote. And I just think the iPad is just makes everything simple. So let me actually just start recording from my iPad so you can see the setup. And let's see here. That way you'll actually be able to see how I set everything up with this, okay, and I'm gonna keep the phone camera the same. So right now we're using the iPad and we're using the phone, but let me back up. So here you'll see my setup, and my setup is actually pretty simple. So over here there's the lights, and there's a light over there, and then here is the phone. I personally use a phone, and the phone is just simply my iPhone, and there is a mic. So right there's the microphone. Any video guy will actually tell you that audio is the #1 thing for videos. So I don't know if I'm going to use audio from the phone on this or the audio from the iPad on this, but because I'm filming on the iPad, you'll be able to see how everything is set up. But you'll notice it's just a simple setup. There's just a black sheet right there in the back. There's a black sheet that's just hanging up, and just 2 lights. The lights are set up very close to me, and they're set up. I personally, I'm not amazing at lighting or anything like that. I just have it set up to where, let me see, I don't know if you can tell how close this is, but it's set up literally within arm's reach of me. And with the black background, I know that you shouldn't put light on the black background. If it were a white background, you shine the hell out of a white background. But a black background, you don't really want to shine the black background. A green screen, it needs to have all the light as well. There should be no shadows on a green screen. That's stuff you just want to look up, really. But when it comes to the lighting, I'm not trying to be perfect with it. I thought about hiring a person to set everything up, but you don't really need it. All you really need is just a good hairdo, and of course the lighting. Just make it simple. Just do what you can with what you have. And the microphone that I use is called a Blue mic. So I'll maybe put a picture of it or something on there. And that's how I film everything. I mean, I wear a white shirt because I know my videos are going to be black and white. Even though my colors are purple and all my business colors are purple, I would wear purple, but because it doesn't show up all that well, I can't wear it. So everything's on an iPhone 6. It records 1080p. Oh, speaking of that, I actually recorded 720 simply because I don't need the file to be that big. 1080p, the file is huge. 720 is still HD. I'm not trying to film a freaking movie here, so 720 is good enough. Still HD, shows up just fine. People can't really tell the difference unless you're like on a huge screen. And I know everything's going to YouTube, so I film 720, and that's pretty much how I do it. I mean, the stand that everything's on is just a regular stand, the 2 lights. If I were better at this, I would probably have a 3rd light that shined up from the bottom. That way you don't see shadows in the eyes. But honestly, I'm not trying to make this thing perfect. I mean, I'm just trying to make some simple videos, black and white, and then we're good to go. And everything else, I just focus on my speaking business. I focus on getting on stages. That's what you should be focusing on. If you can create great videos, create them. Otherwise, just go outside and just film yourself outside with a nice view. If I didn't have the background and lighting and all that stuff, I would simply just film outside, something like this, to where maybe I'm walking and talking, or maybe up against a background, or since I'm out here in Vegas, I would maybe film the strip, maybe at nighttime. But there are plenty of places where you can actually film your content videos. So maybe I would have something like this with the nice background, but then you don't have really a light shining on your face. But the key thing with your videos is really audio is #1 and lighting is #2. And most of the videos that you film, it would really depend on kind of what you're trying to come across, or what you're trying to create. So if I were to actually be a sales speaker, I would try to make videos of me selling something. If I were a leadership speaker, I would maybe start speaking in front of events where we're just speaking at events and just speaking in general in terms of like what CEOs are doing. Maybe I would actually get into a business and I would start like looking around. But really, like here, you can tell there's in my apartment, there's plenty of places to speak. Over here, there's a place where I could sit down and actually create a video. But just think in terms of where can you create a cool video? What's a cool background you can use for your videos? And don't think in terms of, oh my goodness, I need to make this look as professional as possible, because a lot of times a regular video that doesn't look professional, that will actually get more views than a professional looking video. So that's how I record my videos.